I wanted to.
You guys doing good? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Man.
Yep, chilling.
Good.
Still got DCS installed?
I do. Yeah.
Ah.
That's
Wow.
a fact. And I'm about to be gone for 3 weeks, and then home for a week and a half, and gone for 2 more. We're taking the jet back to Niagara for maintenance, and then I come back for Christmas and New Year's, and then I'm going to AMP school in Kansas.
What's AMP?
Airframe and power plant. Basically, the FAA, the U.S.'s certification to work on airplanes.
It's to keep up to date. Yeah, just up to date. It's relevant.
Yeah, just them.
Yeah, I know we
basically
pilots are
saying,
lazy.
yes, you've been vetted.
Mostly in the pointed nose jets, though.
Exactly. And they don't have a microwave like we do in here.
Nor the beds.
Right.
So yeah, Devin,
So the
it's
main
just gonna
panel for the
sit.
autopilot is just ahead of you, next to the master warning and caution. After climbing, you enable the altitude hold, nav, and auto throttle, as indicated by the green on label.
I would never have guessed that is what they say.
Now life is full of
All right,
surprises,
you guys
right?
are awesome. Love you.
Prepare for another one.
Where you going?
Where you
All the
going?
ones we're about to
Where you
discuss
going?
only work on the Alot's enable using the
Afterburner
switch on the
fucking
middle
banging
console.
boys.
One for
Where
each
are you
Come
going?
fly, dude.
You want to play zombies with Guy?
Oh, for fuck's sake. You're not gonna learn how to fly from playing that shit, dude.
You're not wrong.
Okay, makes sense.
Still.
Pleasure, though, gentlemen.
So let's start with alt hold. It does just what it says. It keeps the aircraft level
What's
and
why?
altitude at which the
Yeah.
button was
You
pressed.
made a promise, right? You made a promise to go slay zombies.
Did I hear right that you said it will keep the aircraft level?
Not
What
in
game
the
is that?
promise.
Yes.
What game
It
is
will
that?
attempt to get the wings level, so you can't use it to say circle above a given spot.
This
We're not in a gunship, so we don't
website.
really need that.
Look at my mouse.
Is that cool? Where you can
I'd
slay
love to
zombies?
fly a
in co-op?
gunship one day.
Where do you see 50 tabs?
Yeah, it's
Better focus
3
on
people.
today.
So
However,
3 people
having
per
said
squad.
that, there is a way to use the
and
autopilot to
usually
make
there's
circles in the
like
sky, but we'll get to that later.
20 people on the map, but it's
All right, what's next?
player versus.
Oh my god.
Next
PvE.
one is the altitude select button.
PvPVZ.
This one is very simple. Once the aircraft approaches,
But
Place
it's
versus
not
place
like
versus zombies.
I don't want to put it in. I don't.
It'll automatically
I don't
switch
trust
to
No
this
player
one
versus
on
player.
the.
It's all player versus zombie player.
Huh.
That
You can
is
do like little missions.
what
Like
is
there's a
causing
storyline to
that
it.
last- Holy shit!
It's not
It's
bad.
like Sniper Elite zombies.
And
You
just
know
use
that?
the altitude. I use the
I've
alt cell
seen
knob on the
little
ref
pictures
mode panel.
or little videos of that, but I've never played it.
Confirm. Go ahead and turn right to
It's a
select
trilogy now.
18,000.
All the Sniper Elite
Desired
games.
altitude is shown directly
With
above the curved
zombies
one
instead
on the
of
hood.
Nazis.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
All right, boys.
Later.
Yeah, okay, man.
Later.
Bye.
Angels 18 set.
Now, this mode's not automatic, so it won't take you magically up or down whenever you change it. You have to manually set the pitch up or down to be able to intercept the
You're doing the
altitude.
training missions, Salty.
Okay, how do I do that?
There are several ways, but the easiest one is to use another mode, which is the VS. It engages the vertical speed hold mode of the flight director. So let's use
Yeah.
it to climb to the altitude you
Good.
set. Ready?
How it should be.
Affirm.
We could do this without actually disengaging the autopilot, but let's first try the manual way. You'll disable the autopilot by pressing the disengage button on the yoke twice, the second one to silence the warning. Then, pull up into a 5-degree
Yeah.
climb and press the VS one there to capture the climb
Same
path.
stuff the airliners do,
Go ahead.
right?
Autopilot.
There.
the autopilot.
Done?
The aircraft will warn you 1,000 feet before it reaches the selected altitude.
Yeah. We can have one for 2 engines on the left and one for 2 engines on the right, right? Does that work?
1,000 to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
that
we're at
means
18,000
If
feet.
you're at V1 and you have a problem, you gotta be braking before you before V2, right? Or you run out of runway and you have to take off.
Now set the
Yeah.
desired altitude to 17,000.
So it tells you V1 and V2 when you're rolling down the runway.
Angel 17 set.
Yeah, that's like an airliner, man.
You can either use the on-the-flight system control wheel or the pitch sync on the yoke to command the pitch down and reach the altitude you just set. The latter is the easiest and most commonly used method.
And then you land the distance needed for landing. That as well?
Roger, let's try it.
How long it could
Simply press and hold the pitch sync button and point the nose 5 degrees down while still
Yeah.
holding it. When you're happy with the angle, go ahead and release it. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, because they have to check runway lengths before they land, right? So they
Okay.
can stop.
Autopilot. Autopilot. Autopilot.
Pretty cool, huh? Now, press the VS button.
Done.
Check altitude. Check altitude. Check altitude.
Oh.
At 17,000 feet.
Perfect. The last thing I should mention is that you can reset the selected altitude to the one you're currently at by pressing the Alt Cell button. Let's move on to heading, shall we?
Let's.
So the heading mode is also rather straightforward. It will make the aircraft attempt to fly and hold a heading, which you selected using the knob above the AFCS panel.
I see it.
Go ahead and turn it so that the heading bug on the nav radar is set to 090.
Himself talks
Okay,
back to
the bug is set.
the instructor.
Now press the heading knob.
Yeah, the bug returned to our current heading.
Yep, this is how it works. Okay, set it again to 090.
090 set.
Good. Now press the heading button.
Nav mode has disengaged and the aircraft is turning.
Exactly. Like magic, eh? Let it intercept the new course, and we'll move on.
Okay, we are on heading 090.
Alright, now let's talk a little bit about the nav mode. This mode basically follows the course line of the selected route. In other words, it will nicely fly you along all the waypoints to the last one.
Sounds handy.
Yeah, it is. But again, it has its limits. Try to re-enable the nav mode now.
Okay, I am getting the CNI message warning. And it says, not on intercept heading.
Exactly. It won't turn the aircraft and put it back on the flight path. You have to do that by yourself. If you look at the annunciator panel on the left, you should have the nav arm text, which is also repeated on the HUD.
Affirm.
The nav arm means that the system is ready, but won't kick in until you get back within the parameters to get back on the route. We'll do that using the AFCS wheel.
Alright, I am listening.
First, make sure that the Alt hold is on and disable the heading mode.
Done.
Now, use the AFCS wheel to put us in a gentle 10-degree right turn. That means the triangle at the bottom of the HUD needs to stop at the first tick mark to the right.
Okay, we're in the turn.
Remove the message on the CNI by pressing the clear button.
Message removed.
Okay, when you're ready, use the wheel to level the aircraft at a heading of 180.
Understood, 180.
Okay, be smooth and gentle when leveling.
Alright, at heading 180.
Enable the nav mode. It automatically turned off when you use the wheel to steer the aircraft.
Nav armed.
As we get close to the original course
Yeah,
line,
it's
the
way better
nav
with
mode
shadows
will take
on,
over. The aircraft will attempt to get back on course. However, if the angle is too great, it's likely that it won't work. So try not to exceed 45 degrees, although technically it could be up to 90, but the smoother the return, the better.
Understood.
So is this MSAA
Remember that it's
times
important
4?
to always trim the aircraft properly. Go ahead and trim her out so she goes straight.
Makes sense. What is the CAPS mode?
It's a radio-based system used to fly in formation. It tells the autopilot to stay at a certain distance, height, and angle from the other aircraft. Pretty handy when flying with other people, especially in the weather when you can't see the other airplane.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Huh. Yeah, all this makes more sense in IFR, right? That's the so you, yeah. That's if you miss the trigger, dude. So yeah, they manually trigger it. If you're still on course, you should fly through it. Yeah, there's a trigger on that line between 2 and 3 somewhere.
I think it kicked in.
Yep. The autopilot will now try to get us exactly on the planned route. So we'll turn left and right until it settles there. And we call that hunting.
Settles. Hunting. this typical for the J version, that HUD? Yeah. Yeah, man, becomes scary if you gotta drop something, bad weather, low, with mountains, left and right.
We have 3 modes left to discuss. We'll leave the app or approach for the part just before the landing.
Sounds good.
Now the IAS, or indicated airspeed mode, and AT, which stands for on the throttle, basically have the same function. Keeps the current speed of the aircraft. However, they differ in how they achieve that goal.
How so?
The IAS will use positive or negative pitch to maintain the speed. On the throttle will rely on the throttles and power.
I see. So, if I enable the IAS and decrease the throttles, aircraft will go nose down to maintain the airspeed.
Exactly. Moreover, you can use the ref mode panel to tell the aircraft what speed you want to fly. As you can see, it's currently set to 219 indicated airspeed, and we kept that throughout the flight so far because the auto throttle was enabled all the time.
Indeed.
Now, go ahead and increase the speed to 235 using the knob.
Okay.
This is where you would hear difference in the pitch.
We are at 235 knots.
Now, disable the AT and enable the IAS.
Throttle. Throttle.
IAS enabled.
Reduce the speed to 230.
The nose is rising up to slow us down.
Now, enable the altitude hold.
Alt hold enabled.
Okay,
Yeah, then I'll
turn
put
the
that
AT
to
back on. It sounds kind of funny me saying AT when it's supposed to be auto throttles, but I want to make sure that you understand which button to push.
Done.
Make sure altitude select is on and bring us down to 16,000 using the pitch sync and VS mode.
Sync and VS mode.
Alright, descending.
Yeah, airliners just
Sounds
dial
good
a
to
button
go.
to 16,000.
And back at 16,000 feet.
Very good. Let's move on to the navigation part.
My mic has been muted this whole time. Thank you for the follow. I meant to say that. And I always forget to unmute the mic coming from the start screen. So I have bound just basic flight stuff. Everything else I'm kind of clicking. I have flaps bound, I think, and just on a switch up and down so you can incrementally adjust them. I have the steering wheel set to another throttle over here on the rotary knob, just for steering on the ground. Stuff like that. So just basic.
Select HDD1 on the second display. Done.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Because I am not the smartest man.
Displayed on the HUD will be duplicated on the PFD. But let's start with the heads-up display first.
Okay.
All right.
There are a lot of things displayed at the same time, and it may get a little confusing, which is why the good people at Lockheed Martin provide us with 2 display modes, supplemented with 3 data layers and 2 declutter levels.
I get
This actually sounds as if they wanted to complicate things even more.
Yeah, quite the opposite. Let's begin with the display modes, basic and visual. Go ahead and enable Viz on the HUD panel.
It is enabled and remove the tapes, circles, scales, and letters.
Exactly. It makes things more clear, but of course provides you with less data. Now disable nav data for me.
The navigation data block on the left, lateral deviation indicator, and some other info disappeared.
2.5 hours start. Yeah, I work on them for a living. I'm an engine mechanic, so I knew the start sequence, but there's a couple things that the pilots do that we don't do, so it's a little different. So it took me, I flew it for about 3 hours yesterday as well.
Okay. UNCG uncages the flight path marker?
And
Yep, exactly.
yeah, it takes a minute.
And the one above marked OS is quite interesting. Go ahead and press it for me.
It looks like it is a momentary switch.
Yep, it is. Press and hold it. It'll show you the state of my HUD. If you look carefully, you'll see that it displays a different altitude than yours.
Yeah, because you didn't change the barometric pressure setting.
Yeah, very good, I did. Finally, the Cat 2, which is a very specific landing mode that we don't need to worry about here. Also, I won't be going through all that's displayed on the HUD because you should already know it, or you can look it up later.
That's an easy way to say I don't want to tell you.
Thank God, if you did, we would fly into Romanian airspace before you were done.
Yeah, you're right. And that's why before we move on, let's establish a nice left-hand orbit here using the autopilot wheel. I mentioned it earlier. Set up your HUD as you want, and let me know when you're ready to move on.
Set up a nice left-hand orbit using the autopilot wheel. Set up your HUD as you want. Let me know when you're ready. Okay.
Good to go.
Still can't really get the hang of the cargo. Yeah, that's what I'm doing the training for. I'm trying to figure out a base way to do it.
On the mode select panel, and then turn the control wheel left and intercept a 15-degree turn.
That way, I kind of have an idea of because DCS moves quickly sometimes, so I can't just sit on the ground for a crazy amount of time and figure out a lot of this stuff. So I'm trying to figure out if the training will give me a quicker way to do this. There's a lot of information in this airplane. And it looks like 15 degrees.
Okay, I'm there.
Well, a little far.
You'll notice that the nav mode has been disabled.
Yes, it has been disabled.
Yep.
I'm just learning basics.
Alright, let's move on to the PFD.
Okay.
Okay, so the PFD combines all of the most important
Yeah,
latest
the chaff layer
resolutions
panel's
online.
back here.
You still should have the
And you
PFD
can set up
menu opened up
programs.
on the EMU, so let's quickly cover the different options.
All right.
Set up different programs to allow different amounts to drop and everything. It's just
Pilot
under
co-pilot
dispense.
menu selects whose display will be affected by any changes you make. Barrow selects if you want to have the altimeter displayed in millibars or in inches of mercury, which we commonly use
Okay.
Mag True Grid determines which compass reference is used on the HSI and the compass readout on the HUD. Note that all the settings I'm talking about will only affect the pilot selected in line 1, and we can set up our PFDs in a completely different way.
Understood.
Now, the FD, INU, CADC, and RADL selects the source of information from the flight director. INU, which is responsible for pitch, flight path, and roll, the central air data computer, and the radar altimeter. Typically, the pilot would use number 1, and the co-pilot would have the number 2 selected.
Yes.
Okay, so all these systems are doubled?
Yes, for redundancy purposes. Switching the systems is part of emergency procedures, but this isn't relevant during today's flight. Or at least I hope not.
Certainly, otherwise I might have to select OSB number 2 if you catch my drift.
Yep. Okay, now look at the PFD itself. Let's quickly go through the basics.
Okay.
Looking at it very intensively.
The colors on the display are used to, how should I say,
What up, Gorlo?
differentiate between different sources of information. Green is for moving scale values and tick marks.
Yeah, that's cool and all, but I am colorblind, just saying.
Ah, they make jokes. It's funny.
White is for altitude deviations, acceleration cues, digital readouts. Cyan denotes a pilot's output reference set, so data which we can alter or introduce. Advisories and cautions are yellow, and critical warnings are red.
Yes, I know.
Makes perfect sense.
For some reason it isn't flaring or chaffing.
Now for the cyan data. Most of it can be set using the reference set.
Make sure you have it set
These will be going from the top left.
to,
Select your indicator,
if you look back
select
here,
altitude, minimum
make sure you have it set to man,
the altimeter
and then
setting,
make sure
minimum
it's in
breakdown
operate.
altitude, the one below AGL, and selected heading.
So there's two settings there, manual and then operate. So, okay, for the cyan date. Cyan date? I have a cyan date. These we going from the top left. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Blink.
Alright.
Yeah, no worries.
You can see the autopilot
That should work.
advisories in the green at the top. Now, one interesting thing I want to show you is the acceleration carrot. Go ahead and increase the desired speed to 260 knots using the knob.
Increasing speed.
A white carrot next to the flight path marker on the ADI is just moved up. It shows if the aircraft is accelerating or decelerating.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It is, isn't it? And I can already see the wheels turning in your head on how this is going to be useful. Now, bring the speed back down to 240 knots.
It went below the FPM.
Exactly. Alright, the last important thing here is the HSI, or Horizontal Situation Indicator. The HSI compass is always oriented to the aircraft heading, and the current heading is in the white box above it.
Yes.
That is pretty standard.
Yep, you're right. The dots on both sides are part of the course deviation indicator. The short line called the CDI head-tail needle shows whether we're on course or not. If it's aligned with the course line, the longer white arrow, then everything is fine. If it's to the left or to the right, that means we're off course.
And we can use the dots to measure how far off we are?
Exactly. Now, depending on the nav source, these will either represent 1.5 nautical miles per dot if the distance to the waypoint is greater than 50 miles, or 600 yards per dot if we're within 50 miles. For VOR tacking and ILS, these will give you degrees of deviation, but we'll talk about that when we land in Batumi.
Alright, what's next?
Let's move on to the nav radar. Please enter the nav radar menu.
Alright, moving back to main menu. And then nav radar. And now select HDD1 on the second display.
So the low power color radar provides us with enhanced ground mapping and weather detection. It's also capable of detecting other aircraft in skin paint mode and can be used for precision position updates.
Nice. Sounds pretty useful.
It is. But say that fast. Precision position updates. Okay, so there are two places where you can adjust the settings on the AMU and on the radar control panel. Let's start with the latter. Feel free to check how things work in practice as I speak.
All right.
Next to the master switch, you have 6 buttons that allow you to choose between the 6 basic modes of the radar. Map and MGM, or monopulse ground map, are mutually exclusive, can't use them at the same time. Both paint a picture of the terrain ahead, but MGM works better at distances above 40 nautical miles, while map should be selected for scales below that.
Roger.
Weather is for weather. It should show you rain and turbulence at a range of up to 80 nautical miles, but I noticed that the weather here in the Caucasus is pretty static and the weather seems to be the same everywhere.
Now that you said something about it, I can't unsee how weird that is.
SP, or skin paint, detects and displays airborne targets up to a range of 20 nautical miles. It also shows whether they are moving towards or away from our aircraft.
Mode lockout.
Pretty neat.
We don't need to worry too much about the last two modes. WS stands for wind shear and BCN for beacon, which provides the capability to interrogate and display responses from ground and airborne beacons.
Cross-track limit exceeded.
Okay.
We are off course.
Finally, the PRCN, the precision measurement mode. It's used to correct for certain map inaccuracies. Again, this should be covered in a dedicated training sortie, so let's leave it for now.
Well, fine then. I don't want to learn it anyway.
Sure. What about the controls below?
The knob below is called Intensity Target Select Switch. By turning it, you choose for which type of display you want to change the intensity level. Your choices are ARM for range and range rings, CUR for cursor, SYM for skin paint and beacon targets, and DID for weather and wind shear.
Then you increase or decrease the
Roger. And I changed the intensity with the rocker switch next to it.
intensity.
Exactly.
Oh.
Go ahead and play with it and let me know when we can move on.
Turn the gain up and everything. Cursor. Interesting.
All right. Let's go.
Very
The
interesting.
rocker switch to the right is pretty important, as it changes the brightness of the radar return of the display. Press the increase button a few times with map mode on. The brighter the return, the higher the elevation of the terrain ahead.
Ooh. Terrain radar.
Okay, makes sense. What about the function keys?
LFS switches between the offset and centered formats. FRZ causes the radar to complete the scan bar in progress, and then it stops all emissions and freezes the display.
Oh.
PEN switches between the pencil and fan beams, with the fan beam being the one that we use most of the time. Check all three before we move on to the sector select switch.
Okay.
Can't. Oh, it tightens it up. Okay. Tightens it up and makes it faster. Ah. So you can sweep different sectors. 15, 30. And then 135 degrees, I'm assuming. Okay.
So, sector is responsible for the coverage of the scan?
I'll just leave it on
It
135.
toggles between 15 to 30, 60, and 135 degrees.
Ah,
Not
that's right.
all the settings are available for all the modes, but we don't need to dive too deep into the details here. Check out how it works and we'll move on. Oh, and don't worry about the PSEL switch for now.
And I've played with it.
All right,
Moving on.
what's next?
Let's have a look at the AMU options for the radar.
AMU. It's
The options
this
here, for
fellow.
the most part, are self-explanatory. Center offset switches between the two types of display. Mag, true, grid changes the directional reference. Heading up, ground track up, north up, changes the orientation of the display. You know about the HDD position, no need to get into that.
All makes sense.
Now make sure you're still in MAP mode and click on range.
There are quite a few options, from 1.5 miles up to 320.
Yes. The number of the brackets shows you the distance between each range ring on the display. To enable 320, you have to push the button next to it twice. Play with it, we'll move on.
Holy. 320 miles? That is crazy. It's reading the terrain that far. Nuts. Back to 40. Moving on.
Alright, ready to move on.
Alright, overlays. Enter the overlays submenu.
There.
Again, most of the items here are self-explanatory. Two things I do need to mention though. Tactical overlay adds threat identification and threat envelopes to the display. RWR adds a radar warning receiver. It's important to note that the RWR set to on, you can't use the skin pane mode. Have a look at what does what.
Okay, I am ready for the next part.
Good. Now we'll talk about the radar display itself. The top left corner has nav information, bearing and distance to the current waypoint, estimated time of arrival, time to go, target ground speed, and our current ground speed.
Target ground speed? Like for a moving target?
Negative. No. Target ground speed is the speed that we need to keep in order to arrive at the current waypoint at a specified time. There's going to be times when you have to be in a certain place at a specific time. That target ground speed will help you attain that.
Damn, I was hoping we would get to be dropping the MOAB on a moving target.
Ha! Moabs.
You really should be finding something else. Anyway, to the right you can see the XTK legend, which is a deviation from the selected ground track. The direction of the deviation is indicated in green
Left
by an R for right or L for left,
1.8.
followed by the distance in nautical miles.
Oh, so I'm left 2 miles of the path.
Okay.
Got it.
At the very bottom of the display from left to right, you have DBS or MGM for the current ground mode, followed by the selected range and fan or pin for the beam width. Next is the cursor information. We'll come back to that in a minute. Then altitude above ground level, and finally tachyon information.
Alright, and what is that weird arrow above the radar mode on the left?
That's the wind indicator. The arrow shows the wind direction in relation to our aircraft, and the number above it is the digital wind speed. If the indicator looks like a triangle, then the vertical side of the triangle represents the headwind or tailwind component, while the horizontal one is a crosswind. Does that make sense?
Head or tail, cross, and direction. Interesting.
Yeah, pretty neat. I think the rest of the display
Oh,
is
it's
pretty
moving.
standard. We
There
can
we
move
go.
on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Cool.
Kind of gives you a triangle to show you the.
The last thing I want to quickly cover is the digital map display. The digital map is a very useful tool that helps with our situational awareness. You're going to find you're going to use it a lot.
Sure. It's always good to know exactly where you are.
Well, not exactly, though. It may not show holding patterns or carb racetracks very accurately. For that, we should be using the nav radar as our main instrument. But yeah, it tells you where you are on a map, plus we can use it to create new waypoints, which we'll cover later.
Sounds good.
As we did before, let's have a look at the AMU, then the cursor control panel, and the map itself.
Okay.
Return to the main menu and enter the Digimap on the AMU.
And there.
The map coverage option is very technical, so we'll skip it. The white, yellow, etc. allow you to choose the symbology and overlay colors to make them stand out better against the background. Center offset, magnetic true grid, and heading north up are the same as for the nav radar. Go ahead and check out what does what.
Oh, it just changes the color. Nice.
Okay, this is all pretty standard.
Yeah, it is. So are the overlays, which only have 3 options here. Again, similar to the ones for the radar. Have a look at those now.
Yes, looks similar indeed.
To do anything with the digital map, you have to use the cursor control panel located on the center console. You'll also be using it for the nav radar display.
Oh boy.
Alright.
The CNI MU tilt lever lock switch selects which HEDs will be used by the cursor control. 1 and 2 in the P position, and 3 and 4 when set to CP.
One and 2 in the P position, 3 and 4 with CP. Oh, well, pilot, co-pilot.
Okay.
It's on pilot.
The master display select switch will narrow the selection down. Use it to select the specific display the cursor control panel input will be sent to. You can also just turn it off.
Fine.
The range and zoom rocker switches will change the scale or the zoom. We'll come back to that in a minute.
Roger.
The HUD switch enables you to see the position of the cursor on the HUD if it's in the HUD field of view. Reset will position the cursor along the heading of the aircraft in a certain distance. It's useful if you wander off with the cursor too far from the on-ship symbol.
Okay.
Got
so
it.
Just reset the cursor there in the map.
Not going too fast for you, am I? No? Okay. Finally, the handle with 3 different controls. The left one is a tilt switch, the middle one's a cursor control, and the right one is the offset aim point free switch.
What do they do?
The middle one is used to move the cursor around the display. The others have specific functions which are outside the scope of today's sorting. But while I'm at it, you should know that there are 4 different cursor modes: manual, ground, computer, and quick. Though we'll stay in manual for today.
Okay.
As usual, one simple question leads to a long answer and 5 more things to discover.
Yeah, welcome to the herd, man. Okay, let's focus on the display itself, shall we?
Focusing.
First, use the slew control to move the cursor around. You'll notice that it's always linked to the on-ship symbol with a solid line called a strobe. If you want to quickly move the cursor back, use the reset button.
I need to bind that reset button real quick. What is it called? Cursor reset. And go here, adjust controls to that way I can just click my cursor thingy. Cursor. Oh boy. Reset, reset, reset. There we go. I'm gonna bind it to this throttle. Cursor reset. That button. Okay. So now, in theory, if I move it around and I click reset, it goes back to center. There we go.
Autopilot.
Okay, very useful to check the area ahead of us or locate points of interest.
Yeah, it is, and for many other things as well. In the top left and top right, you have the nav data blocks. They're the same as for the nav radar. In the middle at the bottom, you can see the varying distance of the cursor from your position, as well as the lat long position of the point that it's currently over.
Accidentally hit trim. That'll happen.
Yep.
The scales on the left side and above the legend at the bottom are in nautical miles, and will change whenever you alter the zoom. Press the zoom increase switch a couple times.
Okay. Let me zoom out here. So I can see both. 1, 2. Okay, yeah. Zooming in and out. Got it.
scale changes, so does the zoom legend, and the map as well.
We have several different scales of the map available depending on what region you're in, but usually they go from 1 to 50,000 up to 1 to 5 million. Now, pro tip here. If you want to quickly return to the 1.0 zoom, press the range increase switch once.
Yep, it worked.
Alright, enough talking. I'm gonna sit over here and be quiet while you disable the autopilot and bring us back on our course. I'll let you do it all by yourself now. You've got control.
I have control.
Use a digital map to get back on course line and fly to waypoint 4. Oh, I don't remember any of this. Okay, so I should be able to just autopilot nav. And then bink. And this should put us on course. We're still in auto throttle at 240. We can slow down to 230. Throttles should be coming back. There they go, up and down. And we should be on course here in just a second. It's going to steer left to said line over here. It's going to steer left to get back on the line, and it's going to probably overshoot a touch, bank back right, and then it should get on course. So we'll see what happens. It is self-flying. I'm interested to see how the approach works with the autopilot here. Should be pretty interesting. And we are approaching the line. See nav arm, autopilot on. Here we go, we're shooting the line a touch. Should come back now. Oh, shoot. I think I have to turn this back to center.
Autopilot.
Let's get straightened up, see what happens here. Yeah, we gotta keep turning this back to center. A little bit more. A little bit more. Come on. Jeez. I don't think I'm doing this right. Should hunt for the nav point now. Come on. This is confusion. Not on intercept heading. Clear. Get that. I'm left 4 miles of the line, so I need to turn back and intercept. Waypoint 4 is 306. I'm at 3. Should level out. Closing the distance. good. Adjusting trim knob here. Just a little bit at a time. Too much. Back the other way. Sure. I don't think I did that right. Oh, shoot. I want to say that we're a little off course here, but we're left 2 miles of the waypoint, so I guess we could turn back into it. It does not like it. We're on an intercept. Speeding up. See what happens. We're closing in on it. One mile. 1.5. Coming up. .2. See what happens when we overfly the line here. It should hold position. Fast forwarding. 0.2 off. CNI. Reset altitude select. No. Clear. Waypoint transition. Why is my nav off? There we go. And we're turning to waypoint. There we go. Okay, now we're hunting. Last leg of the waypoint. Transition. We are turning into waypoint 5-ish? Yeah, waypoint 5. I don't know if he's gonna talk to me anymore. This last leg of our journey here. I think I messed something up. He's not talking to me. So press F10. Instructor, right, enough talking. I'm going to go here, be quiet. While you disable the autopilot, bring us back on our course. I'll let you do it all by yourself now. You've got control. I have control. That's the last thing they said. Is it paused? What's going on? Here we go. Now I'm 11 miles out and I'm at 15,000 feet. I don't think this is correct. Ding, ding, ding. Pause off. Oh, I had active pause on. Oh boy. I missed a trigger somewhere. Anyway, we get it. All right. So, kind of get the nav. It's very confusing. Navigation, instruments, flight plan, route, waypoint attributes, as well as adding and deleting waypoints. This is a big one. This is a big one. The adding and deleting of waypoints and the cargo are the two biggest ones, in my opinion. Learning those. Okay. Here we go.
Okay, let's continue with the navigation basics. Now we're going to talk about the route, adding waypoints, deleting them, and so on.
More exciting stuff. Hit me.
Oh, don't worry, I will. But before I do, let's enter the holding pattern again as we have, what, 25 miles to go to waypoint 3?
Yes.
Yeah, more or less. Should I use the autopilot wheel again?
Negative. There is a special section in the CNI that's specifically designed for the holding pattern, although we rarely, if ever, use it during missions, but you should know about it.
Roger.
Alright, press the MSN mission button on the CNI.
Done.
In the bottom left corner, you should see PPAUS hold. Press the LSK next to it.
I'm now on the hold page, and it looks quite intimidating.
Yeah, it does, but we won't be digging deep into the functions now. Take a look at the digital map. The flight plan has now turned teal, and the holding pattern appeared as well.
Oh, look at that.
Hey, firm.
This color means that the system is showing you a proposal of the flight plan which you have to approve, or rather, execute. To do so, press the execute button on the keyboard.
And we are turning.
Oh, I'm gonna use that every time. Why would you not use that on missions?
You can set up a lot of different options such as desired speed, altitude, the amount of fuel to burn, direction of the hold pattern, and so on. But for now, we don't need to change any of those. Oh wait, maybe extend the leg time to 1 minute 30 seconds, which is a standard setting when holding above 14,000 feet.
Alright, should I just type 1.30 and then press LSK4?
Exactly. Go ahead and do it now.
The flight plan turned teal again. Should I press exec?
Yep.
Okay, I think using the autopilot wheel is much more straightforward.
What? That's way easier.
And that's why we rarely
You don't have to turn the wheel at all.
But it is there, and you should be familiar with it.
Okay, well,
Alright, let's move on,
who's
shall
throwing?
we?
Let's go.
Okay, so we have the ability to define two completely different flight plans using Route 1 and Route 2.
Alright, I'm gonna wait for this ad to get over with so nobody misses anything if they're watching. Huh?
Autopilot wheel. For the heading?
Yeah, the wheel down here, yeah. So the AFCS wheel, the one it's talking about is down to the right. Instead
just
of
turn that for the heading.
yeah, well you turn that and it turns the airplane physically. It's not a trim wheel, it's just it turns it in flight. But instead of that, you can just literally go PPAS execute and it'll do a pattern for you. You don't have to touch the wheel and worry about adjusting it back and all this stuff. So it's like I find that would be easier because it does it for you. It executes a flight plan for you. So it's going to go in this pattern on it's going to go in the pattern on the screen. It's going to do that and it's going to resume the nav mission. Versus me being in a bank,
Does this mean we're finally gonna fly patterns then when we land?
it's going to do it for me. It's going to do everything for me. I mean, it's already got a flight plan and pattern and everything, and I'm assuming once I get on the approach, I'll click approach and it will dive and do everything for me. We're about to find out here in I think the next training is landing, takeoff, landing, or cargo's next and then takeoff or landing. One of the two. I think we have cargo in the back, so
Move up, drop on a moving target, right?
yeah. Well, I'll mainly be dropping Moab, so I need to learn how to set up to where to automatically drop on a target, basically, and then I'll be set. 20 seconds for the ad. I don't want anybody to miss anything, I guess, if they're watching.
Yeah, and tanks and IFVs, man.
Mm-hmm.
Bradleys.
Yeah. I mean, you can drop it in the general vicinity of them, and you're fine.
Yeah, you can give them commands with combined arms. There's even an option now where the pilot can control combined arms.
Yes, I think so. All right,
If you
we're back.
remember, we did set that up while still on the ground, but I made some changes to them so we can play a little with different options.
All right.
Good. Press the index button and then choose Route 1.
Index, Route 1.
Okay, on Route 1 page.
We can enter our destination in an alternate airfield here, but we'll do that later. On the right side, you have the non-bank value, which is a bank angle to be used by the guidance for all waypoint transitions, unless a different value is specified for a given waypoint on the waypoint data page.
All right.
Next, you have the waypoint transition with 3 options: curved path, radius of turn, or point to point. In essence, these define how the aircraft will behave when passing the waypoint, but we'll discuss the details on the waypoint data page.
Roger.
So let's have a look at our waypoints. You can do it by pressing LSK6 next to legs 1.
I am on the Act Legs 1 page.
Okay, this page shows the active and further waypoints on our route with their labels, course, distance, the predicted time of arrival, and target airspeed and commanded altitude. Keep in mind there are different types of waypoints in the DAT display here will be different for a carp, hold, or approach type of waypoint, but we'll get to that later.
Understood?
If you click the LSK on the left side next to the waypoint's name, you'll copy that name to the scratch pad. If you use the LSKs on the right, you'll enter the waypoint data page. Let's have a look at waypoint 4.
Looking at active waypoint data.
Here you have the waypoint label, time of arrival, and coordinates. You can also input wind data if you know it, set the hold parameters for the given waypoint, or modify the waypoint by pressing the MFP button. But don't do it now. Instead, press Next Page on the keyboard.
A lot of data available here.
Indeed. You can check the bank angle, fuel flow, waypoint elevation, time en route, and total accumulated leg estimated time en route, as well as the waypoint transition options.
Yeah, you said we will talk about them later.
Now's the time. In curved path, or C, the aircraft will turn before the waypoint in order to smoothly intercept the next leg, which means it won't overfly that waypoint at all. ROT is radius of turn. Here the aircraft will overfly the waypoint and then turn directly to the next one, which means she won't try to intercept the leg connecting both waypoints. Finally, in point to point, the aircraft will overfly the waypoint, but then it will try to come back and intercept the leg and stay on it. Comprende?
Quite a lot to take in, but it actually makes sense.
Yeah. In the better you're going to get at it, I promise. We'll go ahead and talk about adding and deleting waypoints now, and I'll show you how it works in practice.
Okay.
There's a number of ways to create a new waypoint, but I'll focus on two. First, we'll add one using MGRS coordinates, and then make another one using the cursor on the digital map. Ready?
Let's get to it.
Press index on the CNI for me.
Done. Now route 1.
Negative. Go to the next page.
There.
Now, enter the custom data page.
There. I can see bowls plus other waypoints on the right.
Correct. In the top left, there's a show waypoint option. If you want to modify any of the existing waypoints, simply press the LSK next to it. This will copy the name to the scratch pad. You can also type it if you like. Let's go ahead and try it. Press on bowls.
Bowls is now in the scratch pad.
Now press show waypoint LSK.
I can see the bullseye custom data now.
Yeah. Here you can edit the position and elevation of any waypoint stored in the memory of the CNI. Let's go back to the previous page. Press custom list.
Back where we were before.
We will now add a new waypoint. Make sure there's nothing in the scratch pad. Type test and press the LSK next to show waypoint.
I am back on the custom data page, but this time with blank spaces next to position and elevation.
Very good. Type 38 Tango Kilo Lima 57100 89600 and press left LSK2.
Done.
Now elevation. Type 16000 and confirm with the left LSK3.
Elevation entered.
Good. The waypoint's now stored in the memory. Let's add it to our route. Press the legs button.
On the legs page.
Now, in order to add the new waypoint to the flight plan, you have to type its name. So go ahead and do that now. In case you forgot, it is called test.
Thanks for the reminder. I was just wondering. Typing test. And can you also remind me what the letter T looks like?
They got jokes.
T is a letter in the middle of RTB you will hear soon if you keep asking dumb questions.
Alright. What now?
Now you choose a place where you want the waypoint added by clicking on the line select key above the one where you want to insert it. Let's try to add it as our immediate waypoint, so press on LS key next to P-pause.
Says not allowed.
Not allowed.
Ah, shoot.
Hello.
That's because
Hi.
you can't change your active waypoint from here. You would have to
I
use
have forgotten how
direct
to start it
insert
up.
page, and we'll get there in a minute. Let's go ahead and insert this one between W3 and P-pause and see if that works.
That worked, and the test waypoint is now on the provisional flight plan on the digital map and map radar.
Now it's right there. Test.
Bam. Very good. Before we execute, let's quickly talk about the transition modes we mentioned earlier. Enter the data page for test waypoint.
Okay, done.
Press next page.
There.
Move the cursor of the digital map over the test
Oh, what
waypoint
missions are you
and
doing?
press LSK3 several times
Training.
to see how the flight plan changes. Choose one option and let me know when you're ready
Which
to
ones
move
are
on.
those?
The training missions for the 130.
I'm like doing the missions, but I'm not getting narrated what I need to do.
Are you in training
Uh,
or are you in missions? Move the digital
There's a
map.
difference.
Yes. Move the cursor of the digital map over the
Never
test
heard of
waypoint. Press
trading.
LSK3
Where's the trading at?
several times and see how the flight path changes.
Oh,
You training.
I didn't know this existed.
Oh, I see the flight path changing. Okay.
Okay, now I see how it works.
I
Let's go.
saw it change up there.
Wait,
Now
all
confirm
planes
the new
have
flight
this?
plan using the execute button.
Kidding me, dude?
The flight plan is
I
white.
didn't know this. I've literally never done this.
But
I
it's
just-
just training in the main menu, right? It's one of the main
Let's
buttons.
talk about removing
I don't look
waypoint
there.
2. You can delete
I
them
just
from the
click on
flight plan in two
multi-trade.
ways. From the legs page, or by choosing a waypoint that is further down the list.
And
as your
usually,
direct
when I learn
destination,
a plane, I just
which
get in
will
it and
effectively
start
remove
pressing shit
all
until
the
I know what
waypoints
I'm
between
doing.
you and the selected one from the flight plan.
Yeah, they're not very good, but this C130
Okay, does this also delete them from the memory?
Oh,
Negative. Only from the flight plan.
okay.
Now go back to the
Teach you.
legs page.
Teaches you everything.
I'm there.
Now, press delete key.
Oh my god.
Delete
This
legend
guy's
has
driving
shown in
around
the bottom right
on the
corner of the
airways.
screen.
That means the delete function is active. Remove the test waypoint by pressing the LSK next to it.
Test is gone from
Ah.
the list, but it stays on the digital map, although the flight plan is now teal and no longer goes through that waypoint.
You can execute the new flight plan, or if you've made a mistake, you can also press the LS key next to erase. Actually, go ahead and do that. Select erase.
Oh, it does it again. Okay.
We are back to where we were.
So the second way to remove waypoints from the flight plan is to set a direct active waypoint that's further up the route. You can do that from the direct intercept page. Press it now.
I am on Act Legs 1 page with two options at the bottom, Direct 2 and Intercept Leg.
Let's say we want to go directly to waypoint 4. You can either type its name or press the LS key next to it.
Alright, W4 is now in the scratch pad.
Good. Press the LSK next to Direct 2 and look at the digital map. Move the cursor if need be to see the whole flight plan.
Yeah, first thing
Yep,
he
the
does
route is
do that.
teal and W3 is now excluded.
So the system is ready to fly directly to waypoint 4. When you execute this flight plan, we'll execute the holding pattern to move on. Go ahead and press the exec button.
We're going toward waypoint 4.
Oh, wow. Ah!
Yes. Remember that waypoints removed from the flight plan remain in the memory. If you want to permanently delete them, you should use the custom data page in index. Actually, let's get rid of the test for good. Press index, next page, and custom data.
On custom data list.
Press the delete key again.
Done.
And now delete test.
Test is gone.
Copy.
Yes.
Very good.
What is the
One last
off
thing
position
before we
for
move on
my
to car.
noise protection propellers thing? Is that up or down?
It is so off position for ice protection.
Yeah, for my propellers. Because I can't. it
Auto
doesn't
is in the
says
middle.
On auto.
Aft, auto is middle. Aft is off, and forward is on.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Is adding a waypoint using the cursor.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, before we start, we have to remove that not allowed legend from the scratch pad. Otherwise, you won't be able to get the coordinates for the waypoint using the cursor. Press the clear button.
Alright, not allowed is gone.
Good. So this one's pretty straightforward. Move your cursor over Pody. That's a city to the northwest of waypoint 4 along the coast. And press the insert update button.
Cursor. Bind the cursor. Insert update button. Shit. Just controls. Okay, what am I going to bind that to? Let's just bind it to this for now. Bingo. Sure, over Poti. I don't know where Poti is, dude. It's a city to the northwest of waypoint 4. Oh, I see it. Okay. So we're going to do here. And press the insert update button. Got it. Maybe it wasn't close enough. Oh,
Okay, I have the coordinates for Pody in the scratch pad.
there we go.
Return to the links page.
There.
Insert the new waypoint between 4 and U5 by pressing LSK2.
Yep, it is in the provisional flight plan now.
Yeah, you could execute it if you want to, but we won't. Simply press erase and we'll move on to other stuff. Unless you have any other questions.
I think I'm good. Learned a lot already in this part.
Okay.
Cool. So on to the fun stuff. Airdrop.
Airdrop.
I'll fly us towards Sanaki, and this is where we'll begin that part.
It's kind of confusing, but I think I got the waypoint situation down. It's just going to take repetition. Carp. Airdrops. Oh boy.
You see that more?
Yeah. I genuinely have never pressed training before.
Wow.
Missing out, dude. Self-taught is what he is. He's a self-made man.
We will start this mission out of character and in a rather unconventional way. As before we move on to the fun part, we need to spend a few minutes talking about the cargo menu. The default keybind to bring it up is left control and C. Go ahead and turn it on. As it opens up, you can see a detailed checklist for different stages of flight. What is very cool about this is that you can choose 4 different fidelity levels. From stolen, as if you just stole the aircraft and want to quickly get in the air, to professional, so the checklist that would be used in real life by the pilots. However, what interests us in this particular mission is the cargo tab at the top. Go ahead and press it. Before we do anything else, switch to the Loadmaster view. Press 3 on the keyboard.
Oh, I can't do that with this up. Okay.
In the cargo menu, you can see the schematics of the aircraft. You can set the rollers on or off, as well as define the lighting in the cargo compartment. The yellow icon shows the position of the Loadmaster. You can move around using the ASWD keys and turn using Q and E, and see that the icon follows your movements.
Cool.
The numbers on the left, starting with 345 and ending with 1005, indicate the distance of the given line from the reference point in inches. Let's load our cargo for this mission. Select CDS Crate at the bottom and click on it. The blue outline automatically moved to the cargo space, and a blue 01 crate, as shown on the right side. Here you can choose the parachute type, assign it to a specific CARP program, and adjust the time for the parachute to open after the drop, which would normally be for a high altitude drops to minimize drift resistance. Move the cargo to the end of the aircraft so that its bottom is in the middle and aligned with position 1005. It may take some time dragging with the mouse to achieve it. Also, use the menu on the right to assign CARP number 1 to it. Press spacebar when you've done this. Now add a second crate and move it towards the end, so that its bottom touches the first cargo you loaded around the position 945 and assign CARP number 1 to it. Add a third crate. Place it above the previous one with the lines touching around the position 885. Assign it to CARP number 1 as well. And finally, put a fourth crate and set CARP to 1. When you are happy, click on the Load All icon in the top right corner of the blue quadrant.
There's loaded crates in the air. That's cool.
Good. Turn off the menu by pressing Ctrl-C and jump back into the cockpit by pressing 1 on the keyboard, and we'll return to our flight.
There's also logbook, right?
Yep. Tells you what you dropped where.
Yeah. Ridder in de Leopoldsorde.
Okay.
Officier
While
in de
you
orde
were
van de
reviewing the
Leopold
cargo
II.
data, I did a little magic in
Officier
the
in de
CNI, so
Kroonorde.
you'll have to enter the weight and stations by hand before we
Militair
set
Kreis,
everything up
eerste
for the
klas.
airdrop.
Your rank as a Belgian pilot. You know?
Great.
You
I
got
love
the-
clicking away in the
the
CNI.
ranks we use for our Air Force.
Yeah, you'll
And
have to do a
medals.
lot of it. But first, do me a favor
Under,
and go ahead and enter
logbook.
into an orbit here.
Using the
Pick
wheel?
Belgium there and then pick one of our squadrons.
Negative. Use the P-pause.
349. Captain. But this is only solo or single player. The missions you do in single player or campaigns.
All right, ready.
Good. Press the MC index button.
There.
Enter the weight and balance menu.
Okay.
Here you can enter and change the weight of fuel, payload, crew members, or bags and other equipment. You can also check the weight of takeoff and landing, the latter not counting cargo that would be airdropped and fuel that would be burned.
Cool. You can also enter the weight of guns and Yo Mama next to LSK-6.
Training on the Apache.
He
it
said, "Yo,
says
mama."
Yeah, you bet.
Apache training,
But
image
seriously,
auto track,
arm
radar
is
Hellfire
the
training,
measurement of how far the load is in inches
laser
from an
Hellfire,
imaginary reference point, which is
fire
30
control
inches
radar.
in front of the
Lots
nose
of
of our
stuff for the
aircraft.
CPG.
Don't ask me
training
why
in
it's
the
that.
Apache.
It's just what it is.
I see.
16 is ILS, right?
This info is then used by the aircraft to compute the center of gravity, or MAC,
VFR
which
straight
is
in
in the
landing,
bottom right
overhead
of the
brake
display.
landing.
MOM, MOM, is the older way of counting the same thing, so
I
just
make
stick
my
to
own
ARM.
ILS.
Okay, let's move on.
Sure.
Good. Enter the operating weight menu
Yeah,
for me.
most of them are lagging, but it seems C130.
In operating weight. Crew weight is 1,200. Man, you're fat.
You go below 1,000 here, and with 2 to 3 people in the back, you can easily get to that number. By default, we use 200 pounds per crew member, though it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Okay, go back to the main page.
There.
Let's enter our payload. Press LSK4.
Ready to roll.
This part's very simple. You enter the weight in pounds for each item, followed by a slash if it's a normal cargo, or 2 slashes if it's airdropped cargo. Then
Ah.
after the slash, you enter the arm value.
Sounds easy.
Let's start with the first one. Type 882//1005 and confirm with LSK1.
Added. The slash is an inverted video.
Yeah, that means it's cargo that's going to be airdropped. Add the same bundles, so weighing 882 pounds each, with their arm values which can be found in the kneeboard.
That means cargo would be airdropped. Add the same bundles, so weighing 882 values, which can be found in the kneeboard. So I have 4 back there. 2. Gosh. 2. A 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Payload added.
We're ready to prepare the drop using the carb menu. This is done from the legs page, so let's start there.
Legs selected.
Now our drop point is named, well, enter its data by pressing right LSK next to it, and then MFP in the bottom right.
I am on the missions page now.
Select carb 1 and hit.
I'm there.
Why is it making me check everything?
This is where the fun begins. The PI position is a point where you want that first container to touch the ground. In this case, it's accurate, since that would be the drop waypoint location. That location will be marked with emerald smoke.
Roger. Can I alter the coordinates by typing them and pressing LSK next to drop? Can I use MGRS?
Yeah, you can, but it will change the waypoint name and the PI position will still be shown in lat long. Next to it, you have time on target, which is self-explanatory. Below, a few of the items have boxes, which means they have yet to be filled out.
Like anywhere else in the CNI.
Exactly. Let's start with the length of the drop zone, which should be entered in yards. All the info is in the kneeboard. Type 1095 here, and confirm with LSK3 next to length LET.
Done.
Next to it is the point of impact measured from the leading edge of the drop zone. We want the first crate to drop close to the edge, so enter 100 here and confirm with right LSK.
Okay.
Okay, the next parameter on the left is the slowdown distance, the point at which you should start the slowdown process. We typically use 6 nautical miles, so type 6 and confirm the LSK.
Slowdown distance entered.
Next is the turn point distance, so how far away you are from the impact point, which you can turn into it. We normally use 10 nautical miles, and this is what you need to type and confirm.
Alright.
Okay, so finally our run-in course in true heading. The kneeboard says 162 true, so type 162T and acknowledge.
Okay, it automatically added the magnetic heading as well.
DZ escape is the drop zone escape distance. Let's leave it at a half mile, which is the default setting. Now, a good habit after editing each page is to press the execute button. This is like saving data, so even if you accidentally press erase, the executed part will stay in the system.
Yep.
Go ahead and do it now.
For my air conditioning.
Cool.
Yep.
Wish we also had a Control Z option.
On.
Never mind.
But
Done.
when I click the button, it shows a green
And now
light
press
saying
next
off.
page.
So does that mean it's on or off?
Green light means it's off.
Okay, so I need to.
Page 2 is now open.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll start with the payload type, which can either be personnel, CDS, which stands for Container Delivery System, HE, heavy equipment, or bundle other. We should have CDS selected here by default.
We do.
Okay, so now to the right of that we have fuselage station. So the distance in inches from the front of the aircraft to the leading edge of the first cargo to be dropped. This info is needed by the system to compute how long it will take the cargo to exit the aircraft. In our case, it's at the very end of the aircraft and the number is 1005.
Roger. Confirmed.
Back to the left side. Number of stages determines if we're going to be doing a single stage, low level drop, or a two-stage higher altitude one. Let's leave it on one, as we'll be dropping from low altitude.
Okay.
Release system can either be extraction chute or tow, cargo release system, CRS, or not applicable, selected for personnel. Again, we'll leave it at the current selection, CRS.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Chute type and number. Enter the chute list on the right. Press left LSK1 to copy the chute type to the scratch pad. Then return to the previous menu and enter it using left LSK3.
Where's my elevator trim kit?
Okay. Done.
Now on to element weight and quantity. Type 882 as this is the weight of one crate /4. The number of crates we have that we're going to drop. And confirm.
The total changed to 3,528 pounds.
Oh boy, I'm frozen. There it goes.
That's correct. Now CAS on the left is the calibrated airspeed for the drop, with 140 being the default speed. However, the manual saying that if we're slick, so we're below 120,000 gross weight, we should be dropping at 130 knots, and this is what we'll use.
Sure. 130 set.
Okay, finally the racetrack option. Escape will take us back to the flight plan after the drop. It's usually what you do in a combat airdrop. L or R will set up a left or right hand racetrack for multiple drops. So let's say you're doing training and you're dropping one bundle at a time. Makes it easy. Execute to save, and let's go ahead and move to the next page.
On page 3.
On this page, we'll introduce the winds and temperature for the drop altitude, as well as winds for the drop zone. Let's start with the temperature. We'll be dropping from 1,500 feet, so we'll take the temperature at that altitude.
Okay. How do we find it?
If it's not briefed and given to you during mission planning, the best way is to use the average lapse rate. We can do that by using the temperature on the ground as a basis. A rule of thumb, it will decrease by 2 degrees for every 1,000 feet.
Oh, right. So if we have 20 degrees Celsius on the ground right now, and at 1,500 feet we will input 17.
Exactly. Let's get to it. First, the winds at the altitude, which luckily were in our brief. Type 038/04 and confirm with left LSK1.
That is done.
Now the temperature we talked about. Type 17 and confirm with right LSK1.
Temperature at 1,500 feet set.
In the mission editor, it's yellow as if it's I can fly. quiet.
Back to the left side. Now we'll enter the surface
I
window.
only
These would
have
be
the mod.
061/02. Type it in.
Okay, and the surface temperature of 20 degrees Celsius on the right.
There's also a headquarters in yellow.
Pretty sure the one called corrected is the wrong.
Done. What is the BAL wind speed?
Is the mod
Okay, so this is
when they added
configured
the
for the
mod
two-stage
Hercules
drop
or
from high altitude.
C130J?
It's nothing to worry about right now, but we
Yeah,
have to set
Hercules
the
is
QNH, which is 2988 at ground level. Type it in and confirm with LSK5.
Which games? Yeah. The Patriot by Irish Fatty Hercules is the
Okay,
mod.
pressure set.
Good. Execute and press next page.
All right, we're on page 4.
Bro, there's 4 pages of shit to cargo drop.
Here, we'll input altitude and elevation data, including the point of impact MSL altitude and highest obstructions in the area.
To like airdrop,
Okay.
it's very, very, very in depth.
The PI elevation is correct, so we'll leave it as it is. Obstruction elevation is the elevation above mean sea level of the obstruction that minimum clearance must be maintained. Drop zone elevation is the highest point of the drop zone measured in feet, like hills. We usually enter whichever is higher. In this case, as you can see in the kneeboard, this would be the trees adjacent to the runway. So we'll enter 68 feet.
That is a pretty tall tree.
Remember, you're using MSL, not HEL. So you have to add the height of the tree to the PI elevation, hence the 68. Type it in and confirm with the right LSK4.
All right, the box has disappeared from the obstruction elevation, and drop altitude changed to 568 feet.
Correct. The drop altitude will be computed by adding the required clearance height on the left to the DZ or obstruction elevation. But we can also set it manually using a more comfortable value. Go ahead and set it to 1,500 feet. Confirm with right LSK1.
1,500 feet set.
Alright, now have a look at the digital map. The cyan flight plan shows you the turn point, slowdown point, and the drop zone. Press execute to acknowledge it.
Done.
Very good. Exit the whole pattern and intercept the flight path going towards the IP. It should show on the HUD as a green square. Then enable the nav mode.
Uh-oh. Okay, so now we have to exit nav mode. So autopilot off,
Autopilot. Autopilot.
intercept the flight path, and re-engage. Exit the hull pattern and intercept the flight path going towards the IP. It should show on the HUD as a green square. Then enable nav mode. Nav mode off. It's recommended to use direct to option and select IP as your destination. Fuck, I forgot how to do any of this. Direct. Direct.
Check altitude. Check altitude. Check altitude. Check altitude.
Oh shit.
Check altitude. 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 Autopilot. 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 Check altitude. 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 Check altitude.
Bro, what is happening?
Autopilot. Autopilot. Autopilot.
I don't,
Autopilot.
bro, this shit's...
Autopilot. Autopilot. Autopilot.
The ones across the top.
Oh.
Autopilot. 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 Autopilot.
Back in nav mode.
It's not fucking finding it, bro.
Okay, so normally we would be dropping in manual mode. We want to have control over when we do that drop. But since this is the first time we're doing it, we'll use autopilot all the way. Later on, once you get the hang of it, you can practice manual drops, okay?
Sure.
Crew, 10-minute warning.
Acknowledged.
Normally, we would perform a briefing 20 minutes before the drop, double checking the curve data, location, drop point marking, and so on. But we introduced it together a few minutes ago, so no need to do it again. Set the altitude to 5,000 feet, put the aircraft in a 5-degree descent. Shallow dive using a pitch sink.
I don't know what it's doing.
Checklist.
What did you say last? All right. Set the altitude to 1500 after I get to 5. Put the aircraft in a 5-degree descent. Make sure to keep the auto throttle on nav on.
Descending.
Set the aux pump to on. This is required to open the ramp.
Aux pump is on.
Make sure the computer drop switch is in manual.
It is in man.
Red light.
Red light on.
Depressurize the cabin. Set the knob to no press.
Cabin depressurized.
We're approaching the turn point. 10 minutes, check complete.
Roger.
The cues on the HUD are similar to the ones you may know from, say, DCS as CCRP for dropping bombs.
Hell yeah, spent hundreds of hours playing DCS. Baltic Dragons campaigns are the best.
Yeah, I've tried it more than... Okay, a quick recap of what will happen next. After we turn at the IP, you'll set the altimeter to 1,500 feet. Set the airspeed to 180 and descend. You'll want to arrive at the turn point at that altitude and airspeed. At the slowdown point, you'll set flaps to 50%.
Easy. Piece of cake.
We're approaching the turn point.
Roger.
Set the ramp switch on the aerial delivery panel to open.
Switch set.
Ramp opening.
Set flaps to 50%.
1,000 to
reduce
go.
airspeed to 130 knots.
Roger. Flaps set, and we are slowing down.
Check altitude. Check altitude. Check altitude. Check altitude.
Oh, my shit's lagging.
Okay, now set the flaps to 10% in order to achieve a 7-degree deck angle for the drop.
Time to target 144.
Robin,
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on the ground with this guy running through every single possible tree.
7 degrees.
Press the caution button. It needs to be enabled for the cargo to be dropped in auto mode.
Caution button is on.
The cargo will be automatically released when we're in the drop zone. You can also press the jump button at any point to do it, but we won't touch it today.
Okay.
Pressing the jump button releases the cargo.
Slowdown checks complete. Monitor the HUD prompts and make sure you stay within the parameters. If you see blinking purple on the HUD, it means you're outside the parameters and it will drop. Keep on airspeed, altitude, and alignment.
How fast did he say go? 130. Yep, we're good.
Roger that.
Crew, 1 minute.
1 minute, acknowledge.
I will clear the CNI messages for you.
Thanks.
Set computer drop switch to auto.
Switch in auto.
Seconds. 5 seconds. Green light.
Low clear.
Load not clear.
Red light. Close the ramp.
It did not drop automatically, but whatever. Close enough. Whee! There they go. Okay, that's crazy.
Ramp closing.
I must have missed a step somewhere.
Ramp closed and locked.
Flaps up.
Flaps are up.
Set computer drop switch to manual.
Done.
Press the caution button.
Caution button is off.
Ox pump off.
Pump is off.
Okay. Set cabin pressure. Move the knob to auto.
Pressure set.
Now we need to confirm the drop. Press MSN on the CNI and select Carp 1 with right LSK2.
There.
Select Carp Prog next to right LSK6 and then next page.
Okay, on the drop results page.
Confirm the drop with right LSK5.
Drop confirmed.
Okay.
Where's
It's complete.
autopilot this
You may
game?
turn around and check
Bro,
where the
it's
crates went.
it's a
Hopefully we
whole
get
training
them
thing.
done. And after that, we'll set up for
Oh,
landing.
Brody said press auto didn't pilot disconnect. I don't know.
You have to assign a key for it. It's on the yoke.
Alright, time to program up our approach and landing. We'll be going to the beautiful coastal city of Batumi, and we'll spend the night there.
Awesome. Heard very good things about that place.
Yeah, me too. And I brought something special with me. Remind me to show it to you after we land.
Sure.
But for the time being, go ahead and put us in a nice stable orbit, preferably using the hold position function.
Alright, pressing MSN, then PPOS hold with left LSK6 and execute. Ready, what next?
Good. Let's set up our radios for Batumi approach and tower. Press the COM button on the CNVP.
There.
Type in the approach frequency, 124.250, and set it for V1.
Approach frequency set.
Now the tower. 118.6 and enter it as V2.
Radio's set.
Go ahead and contact Roger and let them know we're inbound. Getting the well weather too, so there's no speed is for Batumi.
On it.
Batumi, inbound.
Batumi approach, this is Heavy 1-1, good morning.
Heavy 1-1, this is Batumi approach. Good morning.
Batumi approach, this is Heavy 1-1, 30 miles northeast of Batumi at 6,000 feet, inbound for landing. Request ILS approach.
Where the hell is my trim indicator? It keeps telling me.
It's the gauges underneath that second screen in.
ILS is currently down for maintenance. You are cleared for visual approach runway 13 via Nedek to Bravo. Weather at Batumi. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sailing 9,000. Broken. Altimeter 1012.
Cleared visual approach for runway 13 via Nidec 2 Bravo, Heavy 1-1. So, visual approach?
Yeah, it looks like it, but not to worry. We'll go ahead and prepare for landing. We'll now update our flight plan to include Batumi and the approach that we're going to fly. For that, enter the legs page and select Route 1.
Seeing active route.
You can see the destination field next to the right LSK1. Go ahead and type the ICAO code for Batumi. It's Uniform Golf Sierra Bravo. Hit confirm.
Batumi added to the route.
Actually, it isn't yet. Not before you select the runway to land, which is the departure arrival page. Select it with the left LSK5.
Okay, on departure arrival index.
Here, Batumi says our destination is the second line. Press the LSK next to second arrival.
Okay, I have 2 runways to choose from.
Select runway 13.
There are 5 different stars to choose from here. I mean, standard terminal arrivals.
Exactly. And the best one for us given our position will be the Netty 2 Bravo. So select that one.
Done?
Now, have a look at the digital map.
Our flight plan looks funny.
Does. And we have a discon in it. There's no connection with the actual beginning of the approach at Nedic. Go back to Route 1 and then press next page.
Yep, it is right there after waypoint 4.
Waypoint 4 was the last one in our flight plan. It was set for Batumi. Normally you would just delete the discon, but, well, let's do it. Press delete next page, and then select right LSK next to the discontinuity.
The flight plan still looks funny.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Sometimes
but
deleting the discon makes no
leave the
sense,
spawn.
because now what the aircraft wants to do is it wants to pass the drop, go to waypoint 4, then on to Nedic, then
didn't
start
get
the
my
approach. What do you think we should do?
Message.
Why don't we go directly to Nedic?
On Sunday,
Excellent, yes,
maybe.
very good. Alright, press direct intercept on the CNI.
Okay, there.
Saturday and Sunday.
Select Nedic using left LSK5, and then confirm with left LSK6.
That's better.
Okay, don't press execute yet. We have some additional things to do.
Roger.
Might see Neuville.
Have a look at the legs page. The Netty 2 Bravo approach has altitude and speed for its waypoints. Nedic is at 7,000, so set that altitude accordingly and use the pitch seek switch to put us in a 4-degree climb.
finally in the air.
At least now you know all the systems are working.
Oh yes. Only made me do 50 checks. Very much quick.
1,000 to go.
Set.
See?
Sweet.
You didn't even try to.
Now we'll enter all the data in the tool page. Press it now.
On told page.
Type UGSB/13, which is the airfield code and runway, and confirm with the right LSK1.
Batumi added.
Alright? Enter told init page.
There.
The system only has very basic information like the runway heading and elevation. We'll have to enter the rest manually. Normally this would be my job as pilot monitoring, but today I'll have you do this.
Sure.
First, the runway heading, which for Batumi is 119 degrees. Type it in and confirm.
Heading entered. Though why is it runway 13 with heading of 119?
Well, over time, the magnetic variance of the heading actually changes a little bit, but they leave the runway heading the same number because otherwise they'd have to update all of the charts and all of the databases and everything. So they just kind of leave it that way anyways. Next, the winds. Type 122/4 and confirm with the right LSK1.
Wind entered. Next, temperature?
Affirm. 20 degrees and right LSK2 to confirm.
And done. Slope from the charts?
It is 0.3 and confirm with the left LSK3.
Slope set. Now the altimeter setting. 1012 is not in inches.
Correct. Georgia uses millibars, but luckily the CNI is smart enough to recognize this and will automatically switch the system. Type 1012 and confirm with the right LSK3 and watch.
Look at the big brain on the CNI. Lo and behold, it is 1012 millibars.
Elevation's already there, and so is our gross weight. Then RCR and RC, which stands for runway condition reading and runway surface condition. 23 indicates a dry runway, while 0 means a super slippery surface with ice. The surface conditions used when contaminants on the runway exceed 0.1 inches, which would have the value of 10. Since there are none, we will leave 23/0.
All right.
Very good. Enter landing data by pressing right LSK6.
Okay, these are speeds for each part of the landing with different flap settings.
Correct. And we'll use the standard 100% flaps. Approach is the speed on final. Threshold is the speed when crossing the runway threshold. And TD is the required speed at touchdown. Try to memorize this, and let's move on.
Goal ready.
Press the execute button, then we'll exit the holding pattern and fly towards Nedic.
On our way to Nedic.
traffic pattern, we should perform something called the arrival briefing. Depending on circumstances, it will be more or less detailed. I'll do it this time so you can get the gist of it.
Sure, ready.
Okay, the arrival briefing. Weather's looking good. The wind, 122 at 4. Temperature, 20 degrees Celsius. Altimeter, 1012 millibars. We'll be using the Netty 2 Bravo approach. The Batumi TACAN channel is 16 X-ray. ILS is currently unavailable. The approach course will be 119, and we'll be using nav and auto throttles. We'll land runway 13, full stop, flaps 100. Approach speed 127, threshold 117, touchdown 111. Special considerations, ILS is down.
Roger.
Let's prepare some more things while we fly to Nedic. On the AMU, enter the PFD page.
There.
Since Batumi gave us the pressure in millibars, change the system by switching from IN to MB.
Neat. Done.
Ultimately, it's ignition setting.
And now bring the PFD up on H81 and return to main menu.
While moving or not.
All right.
Turn that off. You can literally just load infinite Moabs as
Now
you
set the
fly.
runway heading of 119 using the knob, and we'll need that later on. The heading is displayed on the PFD.
Heading set.
Okay, we're passing Nedic. Set the altitude for Akaki to 3,500 and enter a 5-degree descent using the pitch sync on the yoke. Also, change the speed to 220 knots.
All right.
Approach checklist. Radios?
Set.
Nav aids. Okay, the ILS is not working, but set it up as if it was. Oh wait, first we need to unpair the nav aids. Normally every TACAN has a paired VOR frequency, but at military airfields it can be geographically separated. Not a big deal for Batumi, but better to have that muscle memory.
Okay.
On the CNI, press the nav tune button, and then enter VOR 1.
There.
Press right LSK4 to unpair it from the TACAN.
Done.
Now type 110.3 and
1,000 to
press
go.
left LSK1.
This is set.
Move to CNB. Select nav, type 16, and select T1.
Take in set. Nav aids ready.
Set up the AMU.
Okay. Entering nav select. Choose pointer 1, then select take in 1. Now ILS, select pointer 2, and set VOR 1 for it. Done.
Interesting. This is ridiculous.
Okay, we've already set up
It's
the
going to
full
take me
page
months
just
to
now,
learn this plane.
so it's reviewed. Check the exterior lights, navigation bright and steady, both strobe lights white.
Lights set.
Approach checklist complete.
It'd be much easier with 2 people flying it. You almost need a Wizzo.
I thought when all these and this guy went through all
Wait till you
the-
start inputting coordinates for like drops and shit, like while you're focused on autopilot and flying, make sure and everything, and then like inputting waypoints for the drop and focusing on like getting on the drop and everything. You need 2 pilots. Now I know why, like when I fly with our pilots, that the aircraft commander on the right is constantly doing shit on the CNI, and the
Switching
pilot
tower
is just
118.6.
watching the horizon. Like that aircraft commander's constantly
Okay.
inputting shit. Now I know why.
Batumi Tower, Heavy 1-1, 15 miles. Inbound for visual approach.
Heavy 1-1, Batumi Tower. Report final approach fix with the gear.
Heavy 1-1.
The autopilot is crazy.
Dude, it's wild.
Like, I have it on, and I'm controlling exactly where it's going by just rotating the knob.
Yes.
Like, I don't even have to adjust where, like, what bank
You don't-
angle,
you
it does
just-
all that by itself.
You just set a speed.
Set altimeter and standby altimeter to 1012.
How do you turn
AT,
it off?
auto throttle.
Yeah.
Where's that?
AT. Gosh.
Pilot and standby altimeter set, 1012.
Set the speed to 127 and alt to 500. Then use the pitch sync switch to start descending. Put the flight path marker on the shore.
Trucker radio while all this happened.
Let me see. Set speed 127, altitude 500. Then use the pitch sync to start descending. Put the flight marker on the shore. There's a little picture of our runway in my HUD, bro.
Okay, done.
Like the runway, I have everything set up on this landing
Set to
training.
250.
The runway is like, it's a digital runway in my
Knob
HUD,
right out, set
so I can line
250
everything up
feet
with it.
the knob.
Yeah, that is that the Mirage and the Vegan also does something like that. Mirage 2000 as well, I think.
How do I make my own?
So if I couldn't see the runway at all, it's just there. Like it's in my HUD. I
out
wouldn't
set.
need to see it at all.
Yeah.
It's like a commercial airliner.
Switch the autopilot to heading mode.
It's better. They don't even get that. I know the,
Heading mode
Vegan,
selected.
the Mirage has it, and the Vegan as well has something like it.
Speed checks, flaps 50.
Like this is. You need to fly this instrument. I have instrument flight rules, you know, in the fog. You gotta fly this in the fog, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna
Or
be.
just in the complete dark with no lights anyway.
Yeah, low clouds and rain. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
if you do everything right, it's not gonna be difficult to
Flaps
fly
50.
this in zero vis.
It's so much fun, dude, if you know how it works. And then when
I mean-
the runway pops up, wow, it feels so
Even
good.
just with the autopilot, like, I have it set to follow my route, and I'm just fucking around
Speed
in the
checks,
back.
gear
Yep.
down.
Like, I don't even have to fly. This is great.
Yeah, but the F-16 does that, right?
Yeah, I
Gear
mean
down.
it can.
But not this accurate.
Like if you
It's
set the
following
PPOS
exact
loop,
altitude and
the position
speed.
hold loop,
1,000 to go.
it's crazy.
Yeah, and then
Last
that
100.
carb, so you can drop it from high
Gear
up
down
in
and locked.
the fog, man. Well, we're trying to
Landing lights,
find
taxi
skid
lights,
on our
and
Mavericks.
wingtip taxi lights to on.
You just seeing it in the HUD.
Lights set.
She even got
Check the
rain
anti-skid
effects.
switch is on.
I'm pretty sure it just gained like 300 feet
Set.
just to avoid it now. And I was not flying to.
Set aux pump on.
Aux pump is on.
Check seatbelts. Before landing checks complete. report that we're on final.
Batumi Tower, Heavy 1-1 at
Should be
final
better
approach
training
fix,
if-
gear down and locked.
It was raining.
Heavy 1-1, roger gear, wind calm, runway 13, cleared to land.
Clear to land, runway 13, Heavy 1-1.
Okay, something's wrong with our position for this approach. Go
Autopilot.
and fly manually,
Autopilot.
take us left and align.
Line up.
Autopilot.
Approaching
Throttle,
the threshold,
throttle.
reduce the speed
So
to
how did you see that in
100 knots.
symbology then?
Autopilot.
117.
Autopilot.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
I just input all the
Autopilot.
information into the landing, the airport, the pressure, the altitude, the temperature, the tacky and the VOR, all that shit. Put in all the information on the runway.
Altitude.
Slow down to 110
Altitude.
and put her down gently.
Altitude.
Really grease it on.
Altitude.
It's just a lot of information you put in.
110.
Altitude.
And my shit's
Altitude.
freezing.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
We're down. Apply the brakes, power to ground idle, use the rudder to stay on center line.
Ground idle.
Now you can use the power in the ground range to slow down and stop.
Oh, come on.
Okay, we have stopped.
Heavy 1-1. Left off at Bravo, taxi to parking via Bravo.
Left at Bravo to parking. Have a good day.
Very good. Okay, follow the instructions. Bravo is the last taxiway to the left.
Da 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 da. Wait. Last taxiway.
That was
Almost.
the second to last training, right?
Yeah, the last one just shut down. I'm not gonna go through that one. So, and I feel like the training gives you the basics. I'm gonna have to do it repetitively myself. Now, when it comes to inputting all this information for landing and approaches and all this junk, I doubt I'm gonna be using all of that. I'm just gonna be doing the DCS thing, but occasionally maybe. The biggest thing I wanted to learn was cargo drop, which seems all they taught you was the auto drop, which I'm gonna have to go back through that training and do the menus again, but the manual drop, you just literally click jump and it drops it out of the bag. Now if you want to set up a carp drop, I'm gonna have to,
There's already a 30-minute video on it on YouTube.
yeah,
Carp.
you're gonna have to wait for someone to put a YouTube video out to kind of dumb it down, because this is really, he not only is he talking about other things that you're not going to use, but he's also trying to tell you like what to it's not that it's confusing, it's just a lot of information that you're going to have to learn.
Man, I'm trying to play the Family Guy theme song in my plane. It's not wanting to work. It's not letting me copy paste the link, and it's not letting me type it either because Shift is set as one of my modifiers, so I can't use like double point.
Yeah. I don't know where they want me to park. Assuming right here.
Why can't plane follow a route?
Okay, turn here and put us in the middle of the red octagon next to the van and the truck.
That's what I thought.
Roger.
My new throttle shipped today. So it should be here in a couple
Did it
days.
already arrive?
It shipped today.
Ah.
Alright, let's stop here. Flaps up.
No, I'm not in the middle of the circle. Now we can stop.
Flaps are up.
Set park and brake.
Brake set.
We'll go ahead and shut her down, and then take a look at what I brought for the evening.
Oh, nice. I think I heard about this distillery. Bro is a gunship pilot, right?
Fireside's Distillery.
Yeah, and
It's
then
a
he became
promo
an
hack
IPA
right there.
model. The bourbon is his side gig.
That's funny.
Fireside's Distillery. That is a proper name. Can't wait to try it.
Soon. Let's move on then.
Oh, all right. Well, that's all the training missions. I guess I'll take another break here and yeah, well, except for the shutdown procedures, but we don't need to do that. So appreciate everybody tuned in, and for the training stuff, I'll be streaming more of it here in a little while.